Good morning and happy Thursday. Just a reminder that we are having the 7 p.m. Mass this weekend. We will have 7 p.m. Mass this weekend. I want to talk a little bit more about the prophet Amos. We're reading him in our first readings this week. Amos, as I said yesterday, was a sheep herd and a trimmer of sycamores. And he's from Judah, the southern kingdom, but he's called by God to preach to Israel, the northern kingdom. And he really takes them to task. Israel has had some great conquest. They've had some peace and stability. And have in the process become corrupt. The rich are abusing the poor. Wow, that's not a new story. The lands they conquer, they kind of compromise with. Compromise to the point that in it's not a temple, but where they offer worship in Bethel, in the very north, they even bring in images of pagan gods. Now, for a Jew, that's the first commandment. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. And this kind of compromise really infuriated this prophet, who he tells us he's not from a school of prophets. He's not the son of a prophet, but he's called by the Lord. And he's one of the first prophets who actually write down his prophecy. He's called a writing prophet. People like Elijah and Elisha and Nathan in the book of Kings are non-writing prophets because other people tell their story. But Amos is a man very much for our days. He says, prayers and sacrifices don't make up for bad deeds. That behaving justly is more important than ritual. He believed in economic justice. And he was a rabid monotheist. He didn't like this practice. It was called syncretism, where, like the Sumerians, are syncretist. We see the Samaritan woman at the well saying, my ancestors worship on this mountain. You people say that Jerusalem is the place to worship. Because they had built their own temple on another mountain and kind of bastardized the Old Testament. And that's why Jews really didn't like them. And that's why Amos really doesn't like what's going on in the northern kingdom. And he predicts the fall of the northern kingdom and them being taken into exile. And, he kind of says to them, look, we've got this moral contract with God called the covenant, and we're totally ignoring our side. And that's not going to be good for us. Well, as you can imagine, he wasn't really well accepted. But, we find ourselves to recently have been in great economic times. For 99% of the country, we're at peace. Please pray for our 1% who fight our wars. But we've seen the same kind of social injustice that he's talking about. We've seen the same kind of compromise with religion. You know, religion is all about what makes me happy. No, religion is all about making God happy with our actions. Too often, I think today, we can run the risk of being like those ancient Israelites who make religion comfortable and beneficial, when religion is supposed to be all about the worship of God. That's my words today. Went a little long, sorry. We'll talk to you tomorrow about Independence Day. God bless.